Have you ever crawled into bed, worn out to the bone, but your mind just won't let you rest? You shift, you sigh, you stare into the quiet darkness, waiting. Midnight passes, then 1 a.m., then 3:17. You've tried counting sheep, flipping the pillow, even that breathing trick your neighbor swears works like magic. Still, no sleep. And what's strange is, you used to drift off like a child. So what changed? Maybe it's the years catching up. Maybe it's life stress. Maybe your body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. But here's something most folks don't realize. Sometimes the problem isn't in your mind. It's sitting quietly in your kitchen. You see, the foods you eat, especially after the sun goes down, can either invite sleep in like an old friend or push it further out of reach night after night. And I'm not talking about fancy pills, powders, or restrictive diets. I mean simple, real foods. The kind you might already have in your fridge that can gently signal your body, hey, it's time to rest now. Because here's the truth, my friend. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean your sleep has to get worse. You still deserve peaceful nights. You still deserve to wake up feeling whole again. And no, you don't need a prescription. In this video, I'll share 6 powerful foods that could transform the way you sleep, and exactly how to eat them for the best results. Number 3 might surprise you. Most people eat it at the worst time of day, and that tiny habit might be stealing hours of sleep each week. So grab your tea, settle in, and let's explore how something as simple as food can quietly become your bedtime ally. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with falling asleep or waking up too early? Just type better sleements if that hits home. And if you're new here, welcome to Elderly Wisdom Guide, a gentle space to learn, grow, and feel good in the years that matter most. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you'd like more calm, honest advice for sleeping deeply, living fully, and staying well, inside and out. Now let's begin. Because sometimes your best night's sleep is just one thoughtful bite away. Let's begin with something small, sweet, and surprisingly powerful. Cherries. Now I get it. You might be thinking, really? Just cherries? It sounds too simple to matter, but let me share something with you. A quiet little story about Harold. Harold's 72 now. Retired, a gentle soul who never cared much for supplements or fancy routines. He liked his coffee plain, his days peaceful, and his evenings quiet. But sleep? That became his unwelcome stranger. He used to drift off without a second thought, until slowly the nights began to stretch. Longer, lonelier. He'd wake at 2 a.m., stare into the ceiling's silence, fall back asleep, maybe, only to wake again minutes later. If you know that feeling, you're not alone. One afternoon, flipping through a forgotten health magazine at the dentist's office, he stumbled across a short paragraph about tart cherry juice and this thing called melatonin. He thought, well, it's just juice. Doc, what do I have to lose? So Harold poured himself half a cup, just once a night. No fanfare, no big change. But within a few quiet weeks, something shifted. No more pacing around the living room while the world slept. No more fighting with his pillow or watching the clock glow. He started sleeping through the night. Gently, deeply. Why cherries? Because tart cherries are one of nature's rare gifts, naturally rich in melatonin, the same sleep signal your body used to make with ease. But as we age, that signal fades. The rhythm breaks. And that's where cherries step in, not like a hammer, but like a soft knock on your brain's door. It's time to rest now. Still, here's where many folks get it wrong. They hear fruit and worry about sugar. But this isn't about dessert. It's about timing and portion. Just half a cup of tart cherry juice or a small handful of fresh or dried cherries, that's 1 to 2 hours before bed. That's it. Not too much. Not too sweet. Just enough to gently whisper your body back into balance. No, it's not a magic bullet. But sometimes what your body really needs isn't a pill. It's a little support given at the right time in the right way. And don't forget, this isn't just about falling asleep. It's about staying asleep, about waking up and actually feeling like you slept. Now, if cherries feel a bit too light for your taste, wait until you hear what's next. It's soft, it's humble, and it just might be the most underrated fruit on your grocery list. Bananas. Now, let me paint you a picture. Gloria is 78. Sharp as a tack, always quick with a comeback, and never misses her Thursday knitting circle at church. But ask her about sleep, and her smile fades. I fall asleep just fine, she'd say. But come 2 a.m., it's like someone flips on a light switch in my brain. Sound familiar? At her last checkup, her doctor mentioned something small, almost in passing. Your magnesium's a bit low. That word stuck with her. Magnesium. Gloria wasn't one for popping pills, so she asked, "Is there something I can eat instead?" And the answer surprised her. Bananas. So she added just one to her evening ritual. No blending. No fancy smoothies. Just a banana, quietly enjoyed about an hour before bed. And you know what? After a couple of weeks, things began to shift. She'd check the clock at 2 a.m. and realize she was still asleep. And if she did stir, it wasn't that jolting, eyes wide open kind of wake up. It felt soft, gentle, like her body knew it was still safe to rest. So, what's the deal with bananas? They've earned the nickname nature's sleeping stick, and for good reason. They're rich in magnesium and potassium, two minerals your body absolutely needs to relax. Magnesium calms your nervous system, like turning down the dimmer switch in your mind. Potassium soothes your muscles, unwinding that built-up tension you don't even notice until midnight rolls around. Together, they're like a lullaby your body can actually hear. Now, here's the part that trips people up. Bananas at night? Isn't that too much sugar? Sure, if you're eating 3 bananas covered in chocolate syrup, maybe. But one medium banana? Its natural sugars are balanced by fiber, so they release slowly. No sugar crash, no spike, just steady, gentle fuel while you rest. And if you want to make it even better, pair it with a small spoonful of almond butter. That healthy fat slows digestion, keeps you full, and helps you stay asleep longer, like tucking your stomach in under its own little blanket. It's not complicated, it's not extreme, it's simple, comforting, and for some folks, just like Gloria, it's life-changing. And speaking of almond butter, let's stay in the world of nuts for a moment, because there's another tiny powerhouse that might just surprise you. It's crunchy, it's humble, and it might be the best natural sleep food nobody's telling you about. Let's talk about almonds. And to do that, I want you to meet Sam. He's 81, a retired high school teacher, the kind of man who loved chalkboard math and quiet books more than small talk. He spent his life solving problems. But in recent years, there was one puzzle he just couldn't crack. Every night, just as his body would start to relax, his legs would rebel. They'd twitch, fidget, ache. It was like his brain had clocked out, but his legs didn't get the memo. He tried everything: warm baths, gentle stretches, even old folk remedies. Nothing helped. Then one evening, during a call with his daughter, a dietitian, sharp like her dad, she asked something simple. "Have you ever tried almonds before bed?" He chuckled at first. Almonds? What's a nut got to do with my legs? But he trusted her. So he gave it a shot, a small handful each night, about an hour before bed. And within a week, something shifted. The twitching slowed, the restlessness faded. And for the first time in what felt like forever, Sam said, "I slept like a rock." Now here's why almonds matter. They may be small, but they're packed with the very tools your body needs to relax. Yes, they're rich in magnesium, just like bananas. But almonds offer something extra: tryptophan, a gentle amino acid that helps your brain make serotonin, the feel-good hormone, which later becomes melatonin, your brain's bedtime signal. So with almonds, you get both body and mind support. Muscles relax, the mind unwinds, and sleep comes more easily. Here's where most folks miss out. They eat almonds in the morning for energy, protein, that get up and go. And that's fine. But if you want almonds to work like nature's sleep whisperer, have them at night. Just a small handful, about 8 to 10, raw or lightly roasted, no salt. Salt can sneak in and dehydrate you, waking you with thirst, or sending you stumbling to the bathroom at 2 a.m. So keep it simple. Let the nutrients do their quiet work. No hype, no noise, just nature helping you rest, the way it was always meant to. Now that we've talked about something crunchy, let's shift gears to something warm. And trust me, this one might surprise you. When you hear the word oatmeal, you probably picture a cozy breakfast on a cold morning. Maybe steam rising the bowl, a few raisins, a splash of milk. But what if I told you that same bowl could become your bedtime blessing? Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 75, soft-spoken, keeps her garden neat as a pin. Hasn't missed a single church potluck in a decade. But lately, sleep had been slipping away from her. Not the staying asleep part, but the falling asleep. She'd lie there, night after night, thoughts pinging around like popcorn in a microwave. She tried the usual herbal teas, turning the TV off early, even one of those white noise machines. Nothing really helped. Then, one quiet evening, she made the smallest change. She swapped her usual after dinner crackers for something simpler, a small bowl of oatmeal. Nothing fancy, just a few spoonfuls to feel warm and grounded. She added a dash of cinnamon and a couple slices of banana. And wouldn't you know it, her body started to unwind sooner. Her breath slowed, her mind softened, sleep became easier. So, why does this humble bowl work so well? Here's the beauty behind it. Oats are complex carbohydrates, which means they raise your blood sugar gently, not sharply. And when that happens, your brain starts to release serotonin, the chemical that helps you feel calm, settled, and safe. But it gets better. Pair those oats with a little calcium, like almond milk or even a bit of dairy, and your body uses it to make melatonin, the same hormone that whispers, it's time to rest. Oats, serotonin, melatonin, sleep, all from one humble bowl. Now, some folks worry, isn't oatmeal too heavy at night? Not if you keep it light. This isn't breakfast. It's a gentle nighttime snack. Use almond milk if dairy feels too rich. Add cinnamon. It's not just for flavor, it helps balance blood sugar too. Toss in a few slices of banana or even dried tart cherries for an extra bedtime boost. It's warm, it's soothing, and it gently tells your nervous system it's okay to slow down now. Now, maybe warm cereal isn't your thing. Maybe you lean towards savory over sweet. No worries. Because the next sleep-friendly food, it's not soft or sweet or warm. It's something quietly powerful, already waiting in your fridge. Let's go back for a moment. Do you remember that heavy, sleepy feeling after a big Thanksgiving meal? The kind where your eyes just wouldn't stay open? Most people blame the pie or the mashed potatoes, but the real reason might surprise you. It was probably the turkey. That deep, drowsy feeling after Thanksgiving dinner? It wasn't just the warm stuffing or the cozy family chatter. It was something far more real and far more powerful. It was tryptophan. You see, turkey is naturally rich in this gentle amino acid, and tryptophan is like a backstage pass to better sleep. It's the building block your body uses to create serotonin, the calming chemical that lifts your mood, and melatonin, the signal your brain sends out when it's time to shut the lights off inside. So, when you eat turkey, especially in the evening and in just the right amount, you're not just feeding your body. You're quietly handing it the ingredients it needs to unwind, to relax, to rest. Now, here's where many people get confused. They've heard that eating protein at night might keep them awake, and they're half right. A huge meat-heavy meal at 9 p.m. can absolutely disrupt your sleep. But a small portion of lean turkey, especially white meat like turkey breast, can do the opposite. It can help you stay asleep longer and support those deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. It's not about volume, it's about timing and balance. The best approach? Try adding a few slices of cooked turkey breast to your dinner plate, or make a light turkey wrap with whole grain bread about 2 to 3 hours before bed. That gives your body time to digest and begin converting the tryptophan into the hormones that help you wind down naturally. And here's a little secret. Some folks enjoy turkey cold with a touch of mustard and a handful of spinach. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to feel right for you. And what makes turkey especially helpful for you and your loved ones as you age? Well, it's easy on the stomach. It helps maintain muscle, something your body values more with each passing year. And when you eat it at the right time, it sets the stage for a deeper, more peaceful night's rest without you even realizing it. Now, we've covered sweet fruits, calming nuts, warm oats, and now comforting turkey. But what if you're someone who doesn't like to eat before bed? What if you just want something light, soothing, something to sip on that tells your body, you've done enough today? It's okay to rest. Then you're in for a treat, because our final sleep supporter isn't even a food. It's a humble cup of tea. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. When it comes to winding down the right way, chamomile tea might be one of the best nighttime rituals you'll ever find. Let me tell you about Elaine. She's 83, bright-eyed, quick-witted, loves her crossword puzzles and her early evening walks. But when the sun dips below the horizon, Elaine begins a quiet ritual, one that hasn't changed in years. Every evening, without fail, she brews herself a warm cup of chamomile tea. She wraps both hands around the mug like it's an old friend. Then she leans back into her favorite chair, the one that creaks a little when she settles in, and takes slow, thoughtful sips. Ask her why she does it every night, and she'll smile and say, "It's not just the tea, it's the feeling of slowing down." And she's right, because chamomile isn't just comforting, it's quietly powerful. It holds a natural compound called apigenin, which gently connects with the calming parts of your brain. And once it does, your nervous system begins to soften. Your heart rate slows. Your mind begins to whisper, "It's okay. You're safe. You can rest now." Now, here's something to know. Not all herbal teas are created equal. Some people assume any warm drink will do. But chamomile has been specifically studied, and time after time, it shows gentle, positive effects on sleep. That's why it's such a beautiful choice for older adults, especially those of us who'd rather not rely on pills or strong sleep aids. So, how do you make this tiny ritual count? It's simple. Brew one warm cup about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. No rushing, no distractions. Just let the warmth rise and the quiet settle. You can add a spoonful of honey if you like a soft sweetness, or a splash of almond milk for a creamy finish. And here's the magic. Don't just drink the tea. Let the moment become your signal. Dim the lights. Turn off the noise. Sit somewhere peaceful. Let your body associate this time, this tiny, nourishing act, with rest. Because it's not just about what you drink. It's how you slow down with it that makes all the difference. Now that we've explored all 6 of these gentle, sleep-supporting foods, let's take a quiet step back and talk about why this matters now more than ever. Because in this season of life, sleep isn't a luxury. It's a form of care, a gift you give yourself, a way to protect what matters most: your clarity, your strength, your peace. See, losing sleep as we age, it's not just about feeling groggy or dragging through the morning. It's deeper than that. You know that foggy feeling when you wake, like your mind hasn't quite caught up with your body? That flicker of forgetfulness, the short temper, the sadness that sneaks in without warning, the frustration of lying in bed with a tired body and a mind that just won't turn off. And it goes even deeper, because poor sleep can quietly chip away at your memory, your heart health, even your immune system. It can make you feel less in control, less independent, and some days less like yourself. But here's the truth I want you to hold close tonight. You are not powerless. You don't have to just accept another restless night as your new normal. These 6 foods, they're not magic, but they are tools, gentle, natural, nourishing tools that your body still listens to. And the best part? You get to choose. Maybe tonight, instead of reaching for that cookie, you steep a warm cup of chamomile tea. Maybe tomorrow, you swap your usual evening toast for a small bowl of oatmeal with cinnamon and banana. Just one change, one bite, one sip, and watch what happens. Because your body still wants to rest. It wants to heal. It just needs the right signal. It might take a few nights, a little patience, but your body is always seeking balance, always reaching for rhythm. And the beautiful thing is, you can help guide it there. Gently, lovingly, naturally. Restful sleep isn't behind you. It's still possible, and it's still yours. Let's do a quick recap in case you want to write these down. 1, tart cherries to gently boost melatonin. 2, bananas to relax tense muscles and calm the nerves. 3, almonds full of magnesium and tryptophan, the sleep duo. 4, oatmeal, a soothing bedtime carb that supports serotonin. 5, turkey, nature's tryptophan trick for deeper, longer sleep. 6, chamomile tea, warm, calming, and perfect before bed. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these have you tried before bedtime? Did it help you feel more rested, more settled? Share your story in the comments, because when we share, we help each other. And if this video made you feel a little more hopeful, or gave you a new idea to try, please take a second to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our growing family here at Elderly Wisdom Guide, a space rooted in compassion, insight, and simple ways to care for your health and happiness in this chapter of life that matters most. You are not alone on this journey. So, from my heart to yours, thank you for being here. Stay rested, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video. Sweet dreams. Until then.